Hey, what's up, ladies? It's your girl Lala. I am back, and I am back with a tutorial of the quick weave mohawk that a lot of you have requested. Now, this video is about 30 minutes long. I will try my best to shorten it. I'm not sure, but I wanted to get in full detail of this style because a lot of you requested for the detailed tutorial. So here it is. As you can see, I've already molded her hair into a ponytail, and the product that I use to mold her hair is Got To Be Glued freezing spray. I didn't do anything extra, and the ponytail does not have to be hard. It can be made like semi-hard, but not like super freezing hard. It all depends on what kind of mohawk you are going for. Some people like the soft look, some people like the freezing look. And as you can see right here, what I'm doing is so her hair is already molded. And now what you're going to see me do is I'm going to measure a few pieces of tracks that I'm going to start out with using to form the mohawk. You will see me cut about 5 or 6 of the same length pieces. And as you can see, that's what I'm doing right now. That little piece that I just cut, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do about 5 more of those pieces of the same length. That is going to be the beginning of the style. That is going to be the start of it. That's going to be the foundation of it. That is going to be how we are going to form this style. And what you see me doing here is you see me measuring the track or laying it to where I'm going to actually lay this piece of track. This is where I'm going to lay it, and then you'll see me follow along with the other pieces that I have cut. You'll see me do the same exact thing as I move further up her head, and you'll see me doing the same, repeating the same steps, but the track will get a tad bit longer as I go up. So you'll see me doing the same thing, but the pieces will get longer as we move further up her head. So now you can see me cutting those pieces that I need to start out with. Okay, so now that I have all of the pieces that I'm going to start with, I have them cut. They are the same length. So you will see me going in and go ahead to start the style. I'm going to lay each one of them on top of each other. They don't have to be like right on top of each other, but you want to lay them going in the same direction, and you want to make sure that they are close enough to where there's no space. So now that I have the first piece already laid, now I'm going in and I'm going to use the rest of the pieces that I've already cut. That's the same length of that piece. I'm just going to go in and go up in the up direction of her head, and you'll see the mohawk start to form as we continue throughout her head with the same direction and the same form of each piece of track that I would lay. And as I'm laying them, you're gonna see that I'm gonna lay them at a slight little slant, a slight little curve. You don't want them to be like super straight across. You want to kind of go in a slant because that's the direction that we're going up. We're forming this into a mohawk. So the further I go up, the more you will see it'll start to be a deeper curve as I'm doing with the track. It'll start to look like a U, but you will start out just a slight, and then as you go up, it'll be a deeper. And as I get further up her head, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So now you can see here that I've started laying a different length. We're going in the same direction, but now we're going to cut a length that's going to be a tad bit longer than the length that we started out with. So you're starting out with a smaller, or shorter length, and then as you go up, it gets longer. So you can see now I've cut just a piece that's going to be a tad bit longer than the piece that we started out with. So here you can see as those pieces get longer, the further I go up, you can see that there's sort of a curve. They're not straight, and you want to keep that same pattern going as you go up. You want to make sure it's going in a curve, because once we get to the top of the ponytail, you'll see where the track is going to get much deeper. It's going to really look just like a U shape, and that's the direction you want to go in. And that's how you know if you're laying the track right for this style, because once you get to the top of that ponytail, your track should look like a U shape, because that's the direction you have to go in once you move to the front of her head to close up the quick weave. And that's how you'll know if you're doing it correct. So here I'm going to move in just a little bit closer so you can see exactly what we're doing. Like I said, it should be going in a, like a curve type shape. The track should not be straight, because if it's straight, you're really not going to get that look that you're looking for. You want to make sure is curving a little bit, because that curve is going to get much deeper as you go up. When you get to the top of that ponytail, that track should look like a U. It should be in a U shape. So you can see here, I'm going to keep going up. I'm going to keep laying those pieces, and all of those pieces are about the same length. And here's where we are now. So now you can see where I'm pretty much giving you a U shape. This track here is going to be much deeper than the ones that we started out laying. This is going to be your U shape, and as you can see where my finger is, it's at the tip of a ponytail, like right at the start of that ponytail. That's where your track should stop at. That's going to be your point, your starting point for that piece of track. You stop it right there at the tip of her ponytail, and I'm going to move around so you guys can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. So right there is where you want that track to land, right there at the tip of that ponytail. This is gonna be your starting point for when we get ready to move in a different direction. When we get ready to close up this style, that is gonna be your starting point right there, and it should look just like a U. So right there is where you want that piece to land. You want that piece to land right there, and that's how you know. You take your finger and you just line it up right there at that tip of that ponytail. You should see the rubber band that you have on her ponytail. That's where you should see that track landing, in the same direction as that ponytail. It should be right there where the rubber band is. That's how you know that you're in the right spot, that your track is laying in the right spot, and it should look like a U. So now this is where we're going to go in a different direction. We're going to start to close up the mohawk. I know it looks weird right now. It looks funny, but guys, stay with me, because we're not done. We have some shaping to do, and that's going to be the fun part, okay? So as you can see here, we are all laid. The tracks are laid. We see our U shape. We see the track landing in the same direction as the tip of the ponytail. You can see it's lined up with that rubber band. That's where we should be right now. I really hope that this is detailed enough for everyone that has requested me to do this tutorial. I really wanted to get into really full detail of the style. So it should look like this when you get to the top. This is what your style should look like once you get to the top. It looks very weird, I know, you guys, I know, but we are about to have some fun because we're about to close it up and then we're going to do some shaping. So right now you see me moving in a different direction. I am going to the front and we are starting that track right there where we stopped at, and we're going to close it on up. We're going to close it on up just like a regular quick weave. We're closing it up. This is the shape that you should see at the top of your head once we start closing, because we're now forming our mohawk. We're now forming the mohawk, and we're going to keep closing it up until we're all the way done with it, until we're finished closing, until you don't see any more hair at the top of the molded part of the molded ponytail. We shouldn't see any of that. It should be completely closed. Yep, I know the style is still looking super weird to you guys. I know it's still looking funny, but we are now done closing, where you can see that I am finishing up that closure piece. And this part here, it really does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be closed perfect, but you're going to see me close it up as I would do like a quick weave, a regular quick weave. You'll see me close it up, but again, like I said, this is all of your preference, because honestly, when we get ready to shape and mold this, when we get ready to mold and shape this mohawk into where we want it to be, you won't even see the top part of this style. You won't even see that closure. You won't see it, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. But you can see I'm still closing it, and I'm going to continue to move around until I have completely closed it, and then we're going to get into the fun part with shaping it. So now here I'm making my closure piece. I just cut just a small little piece, and I'm going to roll it up, and then I'm going to stick it down in that small little circular area that you see, and I'm going to just close it on up. But like I said, this is the part where it really does not have to be perfect. No one would see this part. No one would know that it's there. Only you. It does not have to be perfect. This is just something that I do because I'm used to doing it. I've been doing it this way for so long. But that is what it looked like, and I'm going to just stick that down in that little hole that we have open at the top of her head, and then I'm just going to close it on up. So here's where we're going to jump into the fun part. We are now going to mold and shape the mohawk into the style that we want. You can mold and shape it into your facial structure, into your liking. As you can see, I'm just using my fingers to kind of pull this hair through, and you'll see me kind of use my fingers to shape the mohawk and put it exactly where I need it to be before I freeze it. And I'm only going to use the Got To Be Glued freezing spray at the end when I know I'm done shaping it, when I know I have shaped it into where I need it to be. That is when I'm going to go in and just use a light Got to be Glued freezing spray just to set the style. But I'm not going to use any freezing spray until I'm completely done shaping it and molding it where I want it to be. And I'm only using my fingers right now to actually mold it and shape it where I need to be. And as you can see, looking at the front, you can see it's a little bulky there. So that is when you're going to take maybe your razor or your shears, and you're just going to remove some of the bulk. Whichever hair tool you're comfortable with using, you use it. I'm going to use both because I kind of like to use both. But right now I'm starting out with my razor, and I'm just removing some of the bulk so that it's not so bulky and so thick right there in the front. Like I said, you do this part to your liking. You shape your mohawk to your liking, to your facial structure, to where you want it to be, or whoever you're doing this style on. You're going to shape it into your liking until you get that actual look that you're looking for. But like I said, I'm not going to use any freezing spray until I'm completely done shaping it and molding it where I need it to be. So you're pretty much training your mohawk where you want it to sit. Wherever you want that mohawk to sit, that's what we're doing right now before we freeze it. And now you can see the shape of the style. You can see the mohawk starting to form as we go in and remove bulk and shape it with our shears and our razors. You can kind of see the style coming together. You can see exactly from where we started to where we are now. And I really hope that this tutorial helped a lot of you that have requested for me to do this style in full detail. I really hope that it helps. If it's something that I may have missed, or if it's something that you think that I should have done different, please feel free to leave me some feedback in my comments, whatever. But hey, this is it, you guys. Like, this is the style. This is it. Is you just shape it and form it into your liking. And here's the finished look of the quick weave mohawk. So thank you ladies for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Peace out.